Bill Maher was asked if he thinks sexism played a role in Hillary Clinton losing the election on CNN. Let's watch his answer.
When Hillary Clinton was asked at the event if misogyny played a role in her loss, she said yes. Do you agree?
Of course, absolutely. I think we learned a lot about this country, and we're learning more about it as we watch what goes on with Fox News every day.
That is a pretty remarkable turn of events. But you think that that's about a misogynistic problem in American corporate culture and not just a few bad apples, I'm guessing.
Not just corporate culture. You know, I think race is more on the surface, and people talk about it, and there's movements like Black Lives Matter, and I'm glad there are. But I think we thought we were further along on the woman issue than we are, and I don't think we are. I mean, there's something like 80 countries who have had a woman leader. Pakistan has had a woman leader, but not the United States of us. Somehow we lag behind that, and I know a lot of people say, yes, I'd vote for a woman, I just didn't want to vote for that one. Well, let's see next time. When there's another woman put up for president, and I don't know when that's going to happen. It doesn't look like anytime soon.
It is going to happen soon. It's going to happen in 2020. It's likely going to be Elizabeth Warren, and that's when you'll be proven wrong. Like, what are you saying? Really? People are still using this point as if it's coherent? No, that is exactly right. He said it at the end. He's like, you know, people say, sure, I'd vote for a woman. I just don't want to vote for that woman. That's correct, yeah. Is it really that hard to believe that people don't want to vote for a career politician who has taken colossal amounts of money from Wall Street and special interests and big money donors, who has a track record of representing them, who was for a regime change in Libya, which was a disaster, for the Iraq War, which was an unmitigated disaster and a war crime? Somebody who was for the Patriot Act, which took away our constitutional rights. She, you know, supported NAFTA and TPP. Yes, people look at her as the status quo because that's the argument she made. She said that in the election. When Donald Trump said, let's make America great again, her response was, America is already great. So you have somebody who says, I am the status quo, I am business as usual. Apparently, internally in her campaign, we learned this from the new book, I think it's called Shattered. Internally in her campaign, they were toying with the idea of just coming out and saying it. Like, come on, it's her turn. I'm not kidding. You go, Kyle, don't be, seriously? Are you, yes, totally serious. They said they couldn't rationalize and they couldn't figure out exactly why she's running. So they were toying with the idea, just being like, it's her turn. Let's be serious. Like, you know, the team would go out there and say that in interviews, like, well, come on, it's her turn. Guys, we're not the Republicans. That's what the Republicans do. I don't know, McCain's old ass has been out there enough times. I guess let him go through this time. That's what a passionless, directionless, pathetic system that would be, right? Like, we should care and be excited about that. What policies do you want? How are you going to make lives better? No. Platitude cliche, break down the barriers. America's already great. Stronger together. Yeah. People hated it. So yes, that's exactly right, Bill, what you said at the end, mockingly. It's not that people won't vote for any woman, it's that they won't vote for this woman. And when Elizabeth Warren, if she were to run in 2020, which I think is likely, I think it's likely she'll win not only the primary, but the fucking presidency. And by the way, remember, during the election, the claims of sexism were not directed against the right. They were directed against the left. It was Hillary Clinton's team called Bernie Bros, sexist, that's why you don't like her. And Bernie's people could not be more clear. Here are the policy reasons I disagree with her. They go, no, Bernie bro, that's what you are, you're a Bernie bro. And then, guess what? Those same people turned around and then argued against the so-called Bernie bros because, why'd you vote for Jill Stein? So they voted for a woman. I thought, what happened? I thought they were sexist and they wouldn't vote for a woman, and that's the reason why they wouldn't vote for Hillary Clinton. Their arguments make no sense. How many of these so-called Bernie bros would vote for Tulsi Gabbard for president? Nearly all of them. How many of them would vote for Elizabeth Warren? A lot. Maybe not all of them, but a lot. So spare me. Terrible argument. And now to be fair to Bill, he goes on, Jake Tapper goes on to ask him, who do you want for president in 2020? He's like, Bernie Sanders. And he's like, really? You don't think he's too old? He's like, no, Bernie Sanders for president. So, Bill's number one choice is still Bernie Sanders, which does, in my mind, mitigates it and makes me go, well, he means well and he's still on the issues, somewhat progressive, but he just reads things a little wrong from time to time. But, Bill, the reason why these kinds of arguments, the reason why they're a massive problem is that the more you make excuses and scapegoat for Hillary Clinton's loss and blame like Hillary did, let's see the list here. Let me go through the list for you one more time. Blame sexism, false equivalency, Russian interference, negativity, James Comey, WikiLeaks, Gary Johnson, Jill Stein. The more you blame everybody else but Hillary Clinton, the longer we're stuck on this neoliberal corporatist ideology, which has wrecked the Democratic Party and wrecked the country. That's the more you scapegoat for Hillary's loss, the more likely we are to not have the progressive wave and the progressive revolution and to get Justice Democrats elected to fight and actually get Medicare for all, increase in the minimum wage to a living wage, end the wars, do a New Deal, green revolution, you name it. So that's why, Bill, stop making these silly points. They're really, really silly.